Hey y'all, welcome back to episode 5 of my Let's Play series. Episode 5 is a pretty decent milestone, all things considered, so I'm so happy that I've made it this far. Most people would probably stop after one or two episodes, but here I am at episode 5 after so many bumps and uh trials and just flagrant stupidity on my part in recording things. Let's not even think about the fact that I did a whole episode by myself and did not record any audio. So we are really doing episode 6 for me, but I'll just call it episode 5 because that's what it really is. Also, in my last video, I noticed that my recording was so pixelated. It was horrible. If I could, I would just not upload it, but I had to just to show the progress that we made. But hopefully this recording's better, and I really hope I don't eat my own words by this turning out even worse visually, and then having to apologize again in the description. So hopefully that doesn't happen. I think I fixed it. I think. We'll see. But today, we have a very big episode in store. Starting off, the house is nearly complete. So I added this final section of the house, and all that's left to do is to plug these windows. And I actually already started doing that with some black concrete. You can kind of see it through the windows already, but it looks better on the back side here. You can really see it's like that. As you can see, also we have wheat now, and a pathway. So, and we even have some podzol. I'm going to be growing that throughout a bit more. Honestly, this part is also probably going to become wheat field soon enough, but for now it's podzol. Um, but yeah, so we have the gatehouse almost finished. We'll have a wall, and that'll be along this line here. And we have the path leading up to the mine shaft, and even kind of goes into it a little bit, which I think it looks pretty cool. I also trapped this guy. He was causing a ruckus, but he's got some decent trades from where I'm sitting, mainly the cherry log. So I'm gonna keep him around for a little bit. He's got some value to him. All right, and then other than that, this is the main update, I guess. Just the this section of the gatehouse and the path and the extension of the wheat, and it'll grow a bit more. I also laid down these cobblestone blocks, and they will serve as guideposts for the barn. And I'm gonna have a path actually stem from here or here and go through this section of the barn and then come back out and then connect back into this pathway here. I also moved my stuff over here, and I kind of organized this a little bit, not terribly, but I moved most of the blocks over here, most of the items over here. We still got our setup here. And yeah, so today is a very exciting day because we are going to be going into the Nether. And I've not been in here yet, and to prove it, you will see the achievement go off. So we will be experiencing this together for the first time. I have no idea where we're going to spawn or what we're going to do, but we have two real goals in mind. First, we need glowstone. We need a whole bunch of glowstone. I think around 3 full stacks of glowstone dust for the lighthouse. So we need to find that. And then also, I just want to get a lay of the land and try to secure certain areas, or at least build bridges and torches and all that stuff, just so we can traverse wherever we're going to end up. So without further ado, let's just dive right in. I got a whole bunch of stuff in my inventory. We should be ready to go. All right. Honestly, this looks like a really good spot. It's nice and secluded. It's not out in the open, and we've got 3 biomes here. We have this regular default, we got the Soul Sand Desert, and we got the Crimson Mirelands, I think it's called. So that's awesome. I'm going to try to avoid the desert because those skeletons are actually lethal. I was playing on a server. Oh, wait, here, look at this. All right, sidetrack. So 1.21.6 just came out, and they added these guys. Dried ghast. Um, I just totally guessed that a pickaxe would pick that up, so I'm glad that worked and not just broke. Oh, that reminds me. Safety first. So, friendly gas, to be honest, I kind of hate them. I think it's a bad move for them to be in the game. Controversial, but the idea, especially it's the saddle for me that I don't like. Um, that it really bugs me because that is not like it just doesn't feel Minecraft, at least OG Minecraft. More so like a mod, like one of those more kooky mods, and it just doesn't feel real to me, so I just don't like it. One could argue that Minecraft hasn't felt like classical Minecraft in a long time. I'm not gonna argue that, but some can. But I think I draw the line at the friendly ghasts. Because, like, also, ghasts have been in the game for, like, so long. Um, I don't even know when they were added, but before Minecraft was, like, officially released, I think. Like, when it was still in the beta, they were around. And it's interesting that they never really, like, did anything or like they weren't changed. Their backstory wasn't really explained or anything like that or expanded upon. They're just kind of left as is, which was fine. And then they add these guys, and I don't know how they're gonna interact like with the regular gas in terms of, for lack of a better word, lore of them. But I guess we'll see. Just like the backstory behind them. And who knows, maybe it'll work out. Probably not, but maybe. You can be optimistic. Okay. Alright, we got some glowstone up here. Barely any, though. Hmm. Boom! Guys, I'm so good at the game. I'm so good at the game! The heck is this? A new music disc. Alright, well, we'll have to play it. But I don't want to spend a diamond on it. I'm not that rich. I'll play it one day. Although, we do have a bunch of other music discs, so maybe I should invest in a jukebox. Oh, that's so disappointing. Hello. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. Alright, that's on me. One thing I hate about these trees is that this jaunt, whatever it's called, um, it does not go away when you cut down the logs like a normal tree would, you know? Oh, just tree on top of a tree. Look at that. But I wish this block would like deteriorate, because then it just gets in the way. Ugh, why does this have to be over the lava? Alright. The worst thing right now would be a gas. Okay. Nice. Oh, oh no. Oh god. Oh, oh my gosh. I literally, my life flashed before my eyes. I thought it was gonna knock me off. Yeah, run. Oh my gosh. That that has scared me more than a creeper ever has. Yeah, run to mama. Oh, don't actually run to mama. I don't like that. Could you imagine if it was the adult that came up to me? Can I hit it from here? Yes! Was it worth it to deplete almost all of my arrows? Yes. Hmm. I don't know if there's any red mushrooms uh, back home, so I don't know what I need them for, but couldn't hurt to have. I take it back. Maybe this isn't the best spawn. I mean, it's not bad, but what was that? But anyway, it's like not very, not very open. Like, there's not a whole lot of this forest. It's just a little patch, as far as I can tell. Maybe there's stuff up there. I'll try to explore, but point remains. Yeah, we have this like ceiling up here. This feels like a big ceiling, like we're near the top. I could be wrong, but I guess we'll see if we hit bedrock or not, or hit another portion of the nether. But I'm gonna say bedrock. Yep. Yeah, so there's really not a lot around here, which can be good, can be bad. It's good in the sense that it's not too dangerous, but it's bad in the sense that it's kind of worthless. Ooh, shiny gold. Ooh. Nice. Ooh. That was perfectly timed that you gave me arrows. Thank you. Where'd it go? I almost just made a big mistake. That thing I almost hit it, and I would have been dead. Okay. Why do these things have to be directly over lava? It's kind of unfair. Ugh. See, the thing is, I just know as soon as I get out there with a platform, a gas is gonna show up, and it's just gonna kill me. This thing kind of looks like a structure, like a old fort. All right, I'm just gonna go for it. All right, out of an abundance of caution. Oh, look, see, I told you. Where'd my bow go? Where'd it go? So anyway, out of an abundance of caution, I am actually going to put the what glowstone and valuables I have in a chest, so that if I die, it's not all lost forever. You stay back. I'm warning you. Well, I warned you. This isn't good. Alright, never mind, it is good. But I'm running out of arrows. Yes! Alright, I have 2 arrows left. Okay. Sweet, we... Oh, wait, no. Oh, no, we still need a little more. I thought we were done. Oh, jeez, that's a lot of pigmen gathered together like that. Alright, we need 14 more dust, minimum. Guys, I think I'm stupid. Uh, we have a whole stack of glowstone in my inventory still. I just didn't put in the chest. But, you know, it couldn't hurt to get all this glowstone. You don't know what we'll need it for otherwise. Sure, I can find use for it. Also, just having the dust around if I want to make potions. That would be good. Although, I've never been a potion guy, honestly. Um, oh. Anyway. Um, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I never think to use them. I guess I could, but I don't even know which ones to use. Like, if I'm doing a big boss fight, like the Ender Dragon or something, am I gonna use strength? No, I'm gonna be firing my bow. You know? I guess I could do health. The only thing that's really worth anything is the night vision potion. Any other potion is really only good when you're doing like multiplayer and like PvP. Or like you need an invis potion to deal with folks or something, I don't know. But yeah, no, I'm not a big potion guy. But you never know. I did say I wanted to do different things this time around. Ooh, too big of an inventory. Okay. I'm gonna go home real quick, deposit all this valuable loot, and then we'll come back. Oh, jeez, that scared me. Um, hello? Is it just me, or is this a lot of pigmen through the portal? This is... There were a lot of pigmen in the nether, too. What's up with the spawn rates? Oh, there's even one over there. Alright, well, I would welcome you all into the family, but you're gonna despawn in like 5 minutes, so... And I only have one name tag. Not enough to go around, so... Hey, look, they're already gone. All of them. Crazy. That was a lot of them, right? That's not just me, that was a lot of them. Okay, I still have my gold helmet on. Ooh, I could actually bring gold in for these guys soon. But let's just, now that we have the glowstone, let's just explore, see what's around. See if there's anything worth our time. So as I'm building this little bridge, let me tell you a quick story. It's nothing too crazy, but it's just what's been happening in my life recently. I have been at war with insects in my house. It's been such a pain. There's two main insects that are bothering me. That's like roach beetle looking thing. I guess it's more beetle than a roach, but um, I have to be careful actually on this thing because there's probably lava. If I just dug into that block, I'd be dead. So actually, instead of digging in, let's just pillar up. Okay, so yeah, I've been dealing with a bunch of uh these beetle looking things and flies just in my house. It's so annoying. I don't even know where they're coming from or what they're up to, but I just don't know what to really do with them. So what I've been doing is, I mean, the beetles you just kill on sight. They like to hide under things, so I'll like lift up like a bag that's on my floor, and there'll be like one or two crawling underneath it. So that's a real pain. Um, but they've been around my door recently, like my front door. That's where I see them most of the time. And so what I started doing was, I'll just like spray the lining, like the bottom of my door, with Windex. And I have no idea if it's helping or not, but I've been seeing less of them, which is good. So either it's the Windex spray, or I've just been killing enough of them that the population's going down. But Windex has been like my number one bug killer, and I use it on the flies too. I learned this strategy semi recently through trial and error, where oh, also one day I'm gonna collect a lot of this basalt because it's a I almost died there. It's a great building block. I really like the polished basalt pillars. Anyway, I'm not seeing a whole lot here. Some land over there we can try explore, but again, doesn't seem like there's a whole lot. I'm sorry this nether has been a bit disappointing, but I don't really know what else to do with it. I mean, ultimately, the nether only serves one major function, which is the um, nether highway system. Beyond that, and we'll get to there eventually. My plan is to build a nether hub. I've never been good at building them. They always look terrible. but I'm gonna really try to stretch my... Oh, no. Oh, jeez. Oh, I did that to myself. I saw it as I was breaking the block. I'm like, no, you fool! Alright, I think I should be good, though. Okay, cool. Anyway, yeah, I'm gonna push my building prowess and also collect this blackstone, because blackstone is a decent block too for building. Back to the flies. So my initial, you know, ultimate strategy has been to wait for them to land on windows and whatnot, and then from there you spray them with a ton of Windex, and what that does is it stuns them and they can't fly anymore. And then they're easy picking to just get with a paper towel. However, for whatever reason, these flies at this place I'm staying at is they're not doing that. Is that a crawler carrying another crawler? I actually don't know what those things are called. Are they called crawlers? Anyway, um, my random mushroom collection. I have no idea what's gonna happen with that. But yeah, so what I've ended up having to do this time around is skip the window part and just like, as they're whizzing by me, just squirt them with Windex and try to hit them. And it's going horribly. Like, even if I'm able to hit them, per se, they will just like they won't go down with one squirt. I have to keep hitting them over and over and over again. And what that's doing is just like completely covering my floors with Windex. So it's like almost a puddle of Windex that I have to mop up afterwards. But ultimately, they go down hard, and the system works. But I just thought it was funny, so I wanted to share. I'm the ultimate fly killer because they're evil. I'm not a bug person, to be honest. Like, all bugs in general. They're too fast, they're too small, they're hard to hit, and their only purpose in life is to bug you. They will intentionally break social convention and fly in your face when they have no reason to do it. They just try to get into your eyeballs. And it's like I'd just be laying in my room, like in my bed, and there would be a gnat in my room. And it's like, okay, you can live on the condition that you just don't bother me. Just be on the other side of the room, and they can't do it. They just can't. They're they have to be just in my face. So they get what's coming to them. And I don't really know what to say about that, except that it's just his fault. Like, don't get in my face. Literally just be on the other side of the room and you can live. But they just, I don't know what it is. They just have to. Anyway, that's my insane ramblings that I'm a sociopath who hates bugs. I don't know if you've ever seen, there's these uh, tennis racket looking bug swatters that are like electrified. And so when you hit them with the racket, they get zapped and they die. That's the idea. However, carpenter bees are a different story. I've gone after those things because they would be like in my backyard, digging holes into our like deck or shed or whatever, like anything that's made out of wood. They'll just be like burrowing holes into it. Can't have that. So I went at them with the bug zapper, and these suckers are so fat that the zapper doesn't kill them. It only stuns them. It takes like multiple whacks to do it, and it's not easy whacking them. It's hard. It's easy to miss. And because these things whiz around, so you only get like one hit in every like maybe couple minutes. And so the fact that you need multiple hits to kill them, it's crazy. Oh, oh, uh-oh, uh-oh. You almost came to my rescue. Too slow. Guys, I don't know about you, but against the red of the nether, the bread looks green. I was like, for a second there, I thought it became like poisoned bread or rotten bread or moldy bread or something. And I thought it would poison me if I ate it. Alright, well, so there's more stuff over there, but... And there's like nothing. I don't really know what to do with this forest. I don't think any structures can spawn, can they? Like, no nether fortresses are going to be in a forest, right? Is that a thing? Ugh. And then there's just like impassable lava ocean. Great. Good to know. I don't know if you can hear the lack of enthusiasm in my voice, but oh, this nether sucks. While I mine this, I'll tell you another story. Even though that first one wasn't much of a story. So earlier this week, a friend of mine reached out to me, and he's in Chicago right now. He graduated, so he moved back home, and he texted me like not late at night, but like 6:30 ish, I guess. And he was like, "Hey, I have a job interview tomorrow. Can you do me this favor and like train me on interview prep?" And at first I was like, I don't know, the way he phrased it, that wasn't the exact wording, but he did ask like, do it as a favor. And I'm like, bro, like you're my friend. I'm not gonna do it as a favor. I'm just gonna do it as a friend. Also, I don't know, just like it just felt transactional, and I didn't like that. But also, I had previously offered this before, so it wasn't like out of the blue. I was in a business fraternity in undergrad, and it's nothing. Um, I was in a business fraternity in undergrad, and our whole thing was training people on job interview prep and how to do good job interviews. So I'm pretty experienced in that. I like not only went through that process being trained in it, I also was one of the people training my junior year. So I was well versed in how to do it, and what like good answers looked like and how to give good feedback, all that fun stuff. Anyway, so he hits me up and I'm like, okay. I was literally about to eat dinner, I think. And so I was like, can I call you in an hour? And so I'm like training him. We set up a Zoom call, and he is honestly giving like bad answers at first. It's kind of rough, and I was thinking to myself like he should not have texted me the night before a job interview. Um, like job interview prep, if you don't know, is all practice. It's all being comfortable with your answers, knowing what to how to answer questions, especially ones that you're not prepared for. And so I was really thinking to myself like, oh, there you are. I was like, anyway, so I was like, this guy should have called me like at least a week ago, you know? I had another friend who actually took me up on my offer to train him a few months ago, and he did that. He reached out ahead of time, and we set up a regular weekly meetings, and he did really well in his interview, and he got the job. Um, Not to brag or anything, I'm a great teacher, but this looks cool. This friend I was working with the other day, he wasn't doing too well, but he had potential, and he really surprised me in the fact that as soon as I gave feedback and we did all the questions that I had asked him like a second time around, he really improved on his answer. Like it was almost night and day. It was really good. He just needed to put more inflection and enthusiasm into his voice, and that carried him a lot farther. So remember that it's all about how you present yourself. Uh, the words you say are very important too. Do not neglect that. You don't want to sound like an idiot. Uh, he said some funny things the first time around because he didn't know what to say and he was making up words as he was going, which is totally fine. I mean, it's what you need to do, and also it was why we were practicing. Like that was the time to do that. So I started with, the first question that you're gonna get asked in every interview. Tell me about yourself. And with that, you really have to, well, it really depends on where you're applying, what they're looking for. Not, it doesn't vary too much, but it varies in the amount and the type of content that you want to talk about. So you start by, you don't introduce your name because at that point they'll know your name, and also it's very likely that any kind of introductions like that would have happened as you walk into the room and like, shake their hand. Oh, hi, I'm so and so. Another fortress. Yes. Okay, we're going in. I'm okay dying, right? I mean, I have some blackstone that I like and the shroom lights, but other than that, I'm comfortable dying in here if need be. I don't want to die, but I'm prepared to, mentally at least. Okay, we're in. Let's see what's around here. Oh, uh-oh. Oh, awesome. All right, now we have something worth living for in our inventory that we don't want to lose. Hello? Let's try this way. I see some people down there. Guys, I'm so terrified. Also, I keep thinking some of this basalt are like the wither skeletons. Oh, okay, there's a spawner right there. Oh, there's another one right here. And you're not supposed to be like that. Okay, very nice, very nice. I don't want to die. I'll take some nether wart, please. Not a dead end. Oh, hello? So anyway, um, the tell me about yourself question. All right, so you start with where you're from, if you're in college, what you are currently studying, if you are out of college, what you studied, what your major is. Uh, then you, depending on the interview, um, especially if they time it, some of them say, "Tell me, tell me about yourself in 30 seconds or less," or they'll say like you have a minute. So you'll have to have two answers prepared. One if it's for only a minute, and one if it's for 30 seconds. And especially if it's longer, you'll want to buff it up with some little short stories about yourself. So you'll say like, "It's nice to meet you. I'm from, I don't know, New Brunswick, Ohio. Is that a place? Um, I know New Brunswick is a town, but is it in Ohio? I don't know. And then yeah, so you say I'm from New Brunswick. I am studying finance at, I don't know, the University of Kansas. And see, even this nether fortress is kind of lame. What is up with this? Where are the chests? Where is the nether wart? Oh, oh no. Oh no. Oh no. It's rough. It's rough living. Also, I'm out of food. Oh wait, no, I'm good. Okay. Cool. Oh. Oh. Oh, it's tragic. Oh, jeez. Oh, I actually might die. Ugh. Oh, that was close. That was really close, guys. Okay, so interviewing 101. Back to that. I'm gonna keep going back to that because I keep getting distracted by dying. I'm getting close to it. There's not even anything over here. What was he doing here? He wasn't guarding anything. This nether fortress sucks. At least it has the blaze spawners, I guess, but I hate blazes. I'm not one for that. Alright, so then you will like say something about yourself, something like your passion for finance or something, I don't know. Uh Depending on you, depending on what you want to convey. And you tell a story about that. You say, like a time I showed this was when I was, in high school. I started the finance society at my high school, and you can talk a little bit about that. Keep it brief because you only got like a minute to talk or less. And why does this keep happening? Oh wait, this is the two spawners. Okay. We need to find our way out of here while I still can, while I still have food. Did I? I don't think it came this way. No, I didn't. Oh, it's an ambush. It's an ambush. Okay, I'm probably gonna die here because I'm out of food, so I can't heal, and that blaze behind me is gonna get me. That's what's gonna happen. If I could lure them into a position that's more suitable, that would be good. Come on. If I keep them both in front of me, that could work. Oh, this ruins everything. This ruins everything. Oh, I'm so dead. I'm so dead, guys. I'm so dead. I'm so dead. I'm so dead. Someone, I'm alive. Oh my gosh, I got out, guys. I got out. Oh, oh my gosh. That was horrifying. I'm glad I saw that wither skeleton before it got me. Okay, I'm still probably gonna die on the way home. So I'm down to one heart, and a little fall will kill me, let alone when dangers await. But yeah, jeez. Because I have to go through the desert, and there's gonna be a skeleton, and it's just gonna kill me. So after I went over that with him, we went over the next most common questions, which are your greatest strength and your greatest weakness. And with these, what you want to do is the strength is pretty straightforward. You just pick a skill. Um, see there they are. Yeah, go get them. Go get them. Yeah, you pick a skill that suits you well. Preferably a soft skill. So by that I mean more like my efficiency, my organizational skills, rather than a hard skill, which would be like knowing Excel or a language. Those are tangible, uh, hard skills. Oh, that skeleton's gonna kill me. I think I went around this way, so it should be in this direction. Uh, uh, do I even want to go back and try to get my stuff? I really don't think I do. I'd rather not. It's not worth it. And I have all I need, which is the glowstone. See, the thing is, I could try to get my stuff, but I'd die in the process. And also, I don't even know where the stuff is, let alone being able to get to it. So it's fine. Let me think. The only things I had of value were my iron tools, my armor. I had a whole bunch of netherrack, which doesn't sound valuable, but having like good stacks of it is helpful. But it's not too much of a loss because I can always just hop back in and get it real quick. And I had the main thing was I had a blaze rod, but I only had one, and I can get more because I know where the fortress is now. So I think I'm just gonna leave that. But yeah, so what I'll do now is we have some sand and gravel, and we're gonna need red dye. Perfect. And we're also gonna need snow. We're going to need a shovel, and I had all my iron with me, so that's gone. It's terrific. What we're gonna do is start building the lighthouse. Also, we should probably build a way up here that's efficient. Back to my little tutorial on how to do job interviews. So for the greatest strength and greatest weakness, you are going to pick your greatest strength and then explain your strength. And by that I mean tell a story, illustrate to the interviewer how your strength actually shows itself. So if you say like my greatest strength is my organizational skills, and you say like, oh well, one time in, and you'll have to forgive me. I'm talking informally, like in my tone and my use of filler words right now. You don't want to say you don't want to say shit, so you don't want to say like in any of your interviews. Just take a pause and remember that the pause in your head sounds a lot longer than the pause that actually happens. You will want to avoid filler words, just pause, take a breath every time you want to say a filler word. And so you tell your story, you say, uh, my greatest strength is my organizational skills. When I was in college, we had a big project that would take months, and it fell on me to get our group together. And the way I did this was by laying out what all the different tasks will be um, for each person on the team. You say like, oh, and it was like with my organizational skills, I was able to delegate who would be working on what, when, and when they would need each part due by. And then, because of my efforts, we were able to have a great project. We had a great grade on it. We were even able to finish ahead of time. Something like that. And that's how you do your greatest strength. Now, your greatest weakness is a bit different. This is the interviewer's opportunity to see you in a vulnerable light and to be honest and realistic. So, what you want to do is say, first off, always tell the truth. Do not lie in an interview because they will know. But you don't want to necessarily say your greatest weakness. You got to temper it, but you also can't pick one that's too easy or also a fake out like, oh, my greatest weakness is that I try too hard. You don't want to do something like that. Let's see. Let's do here. All right, that's good. Pick a weakness that's real, but not that's so damaging that they wouldn't want to hire you. So for me, what I like to do is I go with my greatest weakness is that I'm impatient. And you can talk about it a little bit, go into a little bit of detail of what that actually looks like and why it's a weakness of yours. But don't dwell on it for too long because what you want to do instead is talk about what you're doing to overcome that weakness. Like, so for example, if I say my greatest weakness is I'm impatient, I would say, but I'm really trying to slow down, take things one at a time, and give myself and the people I'm working with more leeway to grow my patience. Something like that. And that'll be good. For the weakness one, you don't need to tell a story. You just talk about what you're doing to rectify it or at least mitigate it. That'll be those two questions. The next one I asked him was the one of the big ones of why are you interested in working here? And for that one, you just need an honest answer. Um, something that's pleasing, that's gonna look good. I don't really know what to tell you. It's very very fact dependent on one where you're gonna apply and two why you actually are interested in it. All right, and then we do a little bit of this. The next question is, tell me about a time that you had to overcome an obstacle. That's a good tell me a time question. For questions that are story based, which you'll get a lot of and a lot of different variations for it, you want to follow the STAR method. And what that is situation, task, action, result. So the situation is you put in the setting down. You say like where and when, pretty much what are the circumstances. Guys, this is so depressing. I'm relegated back to stone tools. Well, anyway, so you tell the setting, the obstacle in your way, and so then you move on to T, which is task. What is the thing that you are facing? What is your objective in the situation? That's pretty straightforward. Again, you're still describing, you're still setting the scene, and then you move on to action. What did you do? Oh, look, it's turning green. Nice. So, what did you do to accomplish your task? And that's really the meat of it. Um, you'll want to make sure that you're exemplifying what you did, especially if it's in a team setting. You don't want to say, "Oh, well, the team did this." You want to say, "No, I did this." All right, and then on to R, which is result. So you want to cap it off with the conclusion of what did my actions accomplish? Was I able to achieve the task at hand? And if not, why? What went wrong? And what did you learn from it? It really depends on the question because some of them are telling me about a time you succeeded, telling me about a time you failed. So again, it really depends on the type of question and how you phrase it. But you want to follow that guideline, the STAR method, as your roadmap. But you also don't want to be too literal with it. Something that my friend was doing when I first told him about the STAR method is he would say word for word, and the result was blank. You don't want to say that. You don't want to actually list out the STAR method because while it might not be too harmful at the end of the day, it for that particular answer, if you're doing it for all of the answers, they're gonna notice and they're gonna think something's off. Sorry, you're looking good, I think. I guess we'll see. It might be a little big, honestly, for the hill. Might be a little too goofy, like comically large, but we'll live. Tell me about a time you overcame a challenge. So, like, you lay out the scene. 1 year in high school, I had to. It's kind of hard to think of a fake story. Time I had to overcome an obstacle. I was in high school, and my teacher told us that she had to, I don't know, move the test date because of a family emergency or personal conflict or something. Um, and so suddenly I had a test date on the same day as my like the largest presentation of the school year for a different class. And so suddenly I had to deal with both at the same time. And so that's the situation. The task is dealing with both of them overcoming that obstacle. the action is, and you're not going to say all this. You're going to cut out the bits where I'm saying the action and all that and laying out that stuff. But so then you say, for that issue in front of me, I needed to crack down on studying. I had to have all of my uh my plans for studying laid out ahead of time, where I had it scheduled where I would work on the project on one day and then study for the next day and then project again, then study or something like that. And the ultimately I was able to ace the test and do well in the project because I was on top of things and I got my work done ahead of time. So you say something like that, and that'll be a good answer. I mean, if you clean it up in practice, of course. And some last minute tips, generally, would be to one, stay positive, even when they ask a negative question, like tell me about a time you failed. Stay positive. Two, always finish your answers, and by that I mean end sentences as sentences. What my friend was doing, and what a lot of people do, is every time they talk, and you can even hear me doing it from time to time, is they will end a sentence with the word and. So they will say, for example, a time I succeeded was when I had the goal to run a 5 minute mile. And in order to do that, I had to run every day from 5 a.m. to 7 a.m. before school. And then I had to do blah de blah and then see where this is going. So the whole answer becomes one big long run on sentence. And see, I just did it right there. When you have a run on sentence like that, you can't stop. You just keep going because when you say and, that necessitates that you need to add more to your answer. And when you don't have that in your head, you have to start really reaching down in the bottom of the barrel to get something. And it's very clear that they're trapped and they don't know what to say, but they keep saying and they have to keep going. So always end with a period at the end of your sentences. Also, again, cut out the filler words. You don't want to say or like. You can say it here and there because I mean, you're gonna want to try to sound conversational, and in conversations, filler words happen. But if it's too much, it's too annoying, it'll be noticed. Always take a breath before you answer the question, but not too long. Just think through what you're about to say before you jump in. You don't want to start running your mouth before your brain can catch up. Also, do not memorize anything. Do not prepare answers with scripts, especially the common ones like tell me about yourself or your greatest strength or greatest weakness. Those are the tempting ones because you're like, oh, I probably will be asked this question. So I'm going to prepare for it ahead of time and have it completely written out in the script. Do not do that. You know what will happen? You are going to mess up. You're going to forget your place or you're going to misspeak. And what happens is, as soon as you fall off that train track, it's impossible to get back on where you left off. Your only goal, or not your only goal, your only option is to start over or just stop talking. And either option is not an option for talking midway through your answer. So never memorize your answer. What you should do is have bullet points in your head. Bullet points where you can adjust and move on the fly and ad lib when need be. But you have your talking points of what you want to say and you're telling me about yourself or your greatest strength or your greatest weakness. So have all that prepared, just not in a full blown script. Because they will tell, they will see your eyes go up into the corner of your head as you try to recall things word for word, and it's going to look horrible. And if you mess up, you're screwed. So don't even bother. Have things bullet point memorized, not script memorized. Also, practice. Practice a lot ahead of time. Say things out loud, write things down, really articulate your points, and have ideas in your head. For the story questions, we recommend, and I say we as in my business fraternity, uh, have a bunch of stories, like at least 3 to 4, maybe a few more, but have a good handful that you can adjust to multiple types of questions. So a single story could be molded into different types of questions. So tell me about a time you failed, and tell me about a time you had to overcome an obstacle, and tell me about a time your integrity was challenged. All of those could be from the same story, just a little reworked to fit each one properly. So have a bunch of stories like that that can be multifaceted. However, you don't want to use the same story over and over again, even if it would be the best one for each question that you just happen to be asked. If you're only using one story the whole time, it sounds like that's the only thing you've ever done in life, and other than that, you've just been an NPC. So don't do that. I'm sure there are a whole lot of other tidbits I can give you, but you didn't ask for a job interview, like training montage, if you can call it that. It was more like just a rambling, actually, and me getting distracted and having to go back to my original thought as I try to concentrate on not dying in the Nether Fortress. But you didn't ask for that. I'm just standing here prolonging this episode just to tell you more facts. So let's cut it off here. If you are interested in more about this and more practical tips, I could easily talk about this again for hours. But I'll cut it off here. So thank you again for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.